it should. PR doesn't work for everyone, and there's a good reason for this. Big hint, it's not about the journalists or the state of the media. The things I'm going to talk about today are strategies you should have in place to make your media coverage work like rocket fuel for your business. To be honest, you should already be doing all of this, so even though I'm talking specifically here about media coverage, listen carefully to make sure you can tick all of these boxes anyway if you are looking for success and growth. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love it if you could hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I post a new video about building a visible business. Okay, let's get going on these 5 strategies. I would urge you to implement them first before contacting the media for coverage. If you've already started your PR journey and aren't getting anywhere, you need to look at these too. Not having a growth plan for PR means there's a very high chance that you'll get a big fat no or not even hear back from the journalist or blogger, TV producer or podcast host involved. These are such simple things. Don't ruin your chances by not getting you and your business ready. These tips are really going to help. So I'm going to use my trusty whiteboard to help me map this out for you, just so I don't forget, if nothing else. And number 1 is to get your site and sales process in order. Site and sales. So it drives me absolutely nuts when I'm asked to work with someone on their PR, but they haven't got an up-to-date website in place or any way of capturing sales. And even when I ask them to work on this, they don't. So if a journalist is going to give you the opportunity to get more eyes on your business and bring more leads to your door, you've got to be ready for it. When someone says, I got PR but it didn't work for me, then they need to think about this. If you're getting the coverage, it's worked. What happens after that is all on you. Is your site ready to convert? Is it easy to get around? Is there a call to action on there? A sign-up page or a link to something you're selling? Is there a book a call button? Do your blogs have links to your YouTube channel, etc.? If you're not doing this, you're wasting your time and effort. So number 2, and a few of you will have heard me say this before, is when you're working with the media, be nice to them. Be nice. Don't bring along the attitude of thinking you deserve the coverage or that the journalists owe you something. There's a lot of competition out there, and if you have this ego type of outlook, the journalists will look elsewhere, unless you're a major celebrity already. And if you are, you're probably not watching me right now. And if you are, then hello. They are in charge of choosing the content to feature, and if you're not helpful, yours won't make the cut, no matter how good a story or idea it is. This is really not a hard thing to do. Just give the media what they want, when they want it. Don't think you know best or take the why should I attitude. If you treat them well and do as they ask, they are much more likely to come back to you again and again when they need an expert in their field. And that's priceless, so don't be a tool. So we're on to number 3 already. And this is, be strategic with your social media to showcase you as an expert. So let's jot that down. Strategic on social media. Okay, let me explain about this. It isn't about how much you post or where. It's about the impression you give the journalist. If you pitched an idea to me as a journalist, I'd go ahead and take a look at your accounts to see what you're about. Straight away. So what would I find? Is it you sharing valuable information about your industry? You showing how credible you are and that you know your stuff? Are you talking about your business, your values, your clients? Or is it just a bunch of personal pictures of you on holiday or walking the dog or partying? Likewise, be careful about your language. Could it be offensive or give the wrong or bad impression? Not a good look if you're contacting the media for coverage. Be mindful of what you're posting. Yeah, a little bit of personal stuff is fine, but make it more about your business and how you help people. Bear in mind too that we will look for stuff you've deleted. Your social media accounts are there to show you as an expert in your niche, so make sure they do. Now number 4, and this is important, although you might not think it at first, and this is to have clients and case studies lined up in case the journalists ask for them. So number 4, case article or news bulletin is made more interesting by the inclusion of real life stories. Love doing that because they add colour and entertainment. You are being the educator in the story, but your real people add the interest. So tee them up before you contact the media. So if the journalist wants you to offer up real people to include and gives you a deadline to work to too, and it's quite tight, you won't go into panic mode. Keeping this in mind should also remind you to ask for testimonials as you wind things up with your clients to use on your website or social media. I don't know why, but so many business owners don't do this, but it's a habit you should definitely put in place. So now we're already on to number 5 and the last one, and that is to pep up your pitch with statistics and facts. So, number 5. Pep up your pitch. Writing's got smaller as we've gone further down. Now I'd recommend you do this for your own content too, when you can that is. So maybe your social media or blog posts, as it adds a different dimension and interest your competitors may not be using, they might be overlooking it. Is there some recent data out there to back up what you're saying? This gives you the why now factor, the reason the story is worth featuring right now. It only takes a bit of research to find useful stats and the journalist will love you for it. For instance, if you're pitching a story on how to reduce anxiety in children under 5, see if you can uncover any data that shows how much of an issue this is. It doesn't matter what your idea is, you can probably find something to help pep up your pitch. It really does make your story instantly newsworthy. So now I've highlighted these 5 strategies for you. You may be wondering whether it would be easier to hand over your PR efforts to someone else. So I'd urge you to watch this video next, where I highlight why hiring an agency isn't your best option. I'll put the link to it in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.